So I had a circumcision happened. A circumcision happened. Your boy Hertha Berlin. Look, it's Union Berlin. No offense to Union Berlin, but guys, it's Union Berlin. Okay, it's Union Berlin. But yeah, guys, what it is, it's your main man here, Double H, half trying to live, trying to exist, trying to stay alive, trying to be the best man I can be. And this is going to be a Q&A where I answer your lovely questions. Please, please, please. I don't want to answer questions that's praise Mbappe, Zad, and so obviously coming up this weekend, we've got Bundesliga action because no other league is saying what's up. Mönchengladbach against Leverkusen, Wolfsburg against Dortmund. Dortmund are away from home. Remember, Dortmund know how to break things. And Bayern against Eintracht Frankfurt. And we are all building up to a huge Tuesday, 26th of May, where Dortmund face Bayern at 17:30 hours, man. So it's popping off. It's definitely popping off, and we're it's definitely having fun. Definitely having a fun. So, yeah, man. Look, man. It is what it is, man. We are still somewhat on schedule. Sorry, let me turn off this freaking heat. Ow! Ouch! 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 Ow! Okay, yeah. Note to self: don't move too quickly. Ow! God damn. So this is my thing here, man. So my main man here, half for trying to stay alive. So yeah, man. Leagues are slowly getting back. They're slowly getting back. Has Salah scored in open play in a major final? He's great. He's amazing. I'm just saying, has he scored in an open play in a final? Just want to know. Was Cristiano ever on that field? Hope you guys enjoyed my video. I'm going to do more throwback Friday and flashback Thursday videos where I just look back and say what's up and everything. Remember, guys, if you're Patreon members, there's some Patreon content open. Then I put up a video for those $10 dudes on Patreon. I'll be posting a lot more stuff in there. But without further ado, I'm going to answer your questions and see what's interesting. Guys, relax. Just relax. Well, guys, just relax, man. Guys, relax. Send in your questions. Just send in your questions, and then I will answer them. This is time to send in your questions. I'm not answering any questions about my ass crack or any of that crap. This is a footballing channel, and it will remain until the foreseeable future a footballing channel that is going to strictly answer your burning football questions. And I am hoping that we can get the Champions League back up and running. That's what I want to rope. And again, all this kind of stuff. I love Salah. Salah is a great flipping dude. So all I say, this whole thing when I talk about Salah is just it's merely just me. I just want a full thing. That's what I want. And again, just until Salah scores. Until Salah has a performance like Hazard had in the European Cup final, then it is what it is. You know, Hazard, they did what they did in the European Cup final, and I think people have to just stop hating. Like, guys, it's stupid, right? Okay, guys, you look stupid right now. You hating on Hazard, it's okay. It's boring. It's boring. Ha 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 ha. We had a laugh and everything. When he's on form, he's top 3. Okay, so jokes, end of the jokes. When he's on form, he's top 3 and he's looking good. So if La Liga comes back, man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait until Zad goes on down. So guys, please, 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 let Zad say what's up. I need Zad. What's the best league in the world? It depends how you define the best league in the world. It depends how you define the best league in the world. But I'll say it again. In terms of promotion and popularity, it's the Premier League. In terms of open play football with youngsters being encouraged, it's Bundesliga. In terms of tactics and tactical discipline, it's Serie A. And in terms of technical quality from top to bottom, it's La Liga. So if you just want to just see the best football in terms of just like quality of football is probably between Bundesliga and La Liga. I'll lean towards La Liga. La Liga, everybody knows how to play. From top to bottom, everybody is excellent on the ball. If you want entertainment and you want narratives, it's the Premier League. So it depends what you're looking for. If you want youngsters and the youth coming through and really just more open play football where everyone wants to sort of attack and it's more open-ended, you go for the Bundesliga. If you want much more practical understandments and much more chess, even if the Serie A games have become more open, I think Serie A is definitely a place where you learn a tactical discipline. So for a football player, I think it is great. This is why I say Ibrahimovic. So Ibra, you played in England, you played in Spain, you played in Italy, but you still couldn't give me a Champions League. Interesting, man. So let's just see. So is a left side of Alonso and Callum criminally underrated? They would strike a deadly combo. For me, you see, Alonso is a goal scorer. I don't think he does that well on the ball. He just pops off and those fans goals. Alonso ain't Alphonso Davies. Alphonso ain't flipping Marcelo. Okay, Alphonso ain't Dani Alves, where these guys, for the greater parts of 90 minutes, will offer things and will say, "What's up to you?" Alonso isn't that. Just that the problem with Marcos Alonso, because Alonso should be chilling out in the Brick Academy. He's essentially a brick. But the fact that he keeps on scoring, I think, means that he always finds his place in these teams. So which is the issue. So that Chelsea need to get their hands on either Robertson or Alphonso Davies, and on that left flank, I still say Pulisic can still say what's up. I still think Pulisic can say what's up on that left flank. So if you have Pulisic and your boy Alphonso Davies, I think you can ride. I think we can ride. Then you have your boy Reece James and your boy Sancho on the other flank. Then a treble is definitely a reality. A treble is definitely a reality for sure. What is the best individual performance in the last decade that is memorable? In the last decade, so that is from 2010 to 2020. Performance. That's a big one. So let me just look. I would put a strong argument for Xavi in our 2011 final, specifically the second half. I think that has to rank as one of the best central midfield, not just individual, just in terms of what a central midfielder is supposed to do in terms of keeping the ball, passing the ball, and controlling the game. And what Xavi did in that second half in 2011 was outstanding. So Xavi is in there. Let me just say 2012. Low-key, people will forget low-key. Toni Kroos in that 2012 final was pretty big. Because it was also big. You could argue Robin in that second leg, 2013 against Barcelona. You could maybe say Mbappe in that 2010 World Cup against Argentina. I'm just going through the years. So 24. You see, with Lewandowski, was that a performance really by Lewandowski, or just those 4 goals that he did in 2013 against Real Madrid in the semi-final? 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. You could you maybe say Messi against Barcelona in the first leg of that ill-fated 2019 game? But if I had to pick one, if I had to just pick one that really memorable, I think what Xavi did in 2011. Because obviously it was the team, but it was really led and dictated by what Xavi did. I mean, Xavi got that ass, because I remember leading up to the game, the whole notion was, oh my gosh, what are Barcelona going to do with Mascherano in defense? and afterwards didn't have to get towards Mascherano in the defense because Barcelona just kept the ball, so they didn't even give United the opportunity to even say what's up to that to the defense. Yes, side. Yo, what about what's happening? Thank you for the super chat. HH, I saw an old video of yours where you went in on Chelsea. Hence, my problem with Zad was that as talented as he he took seasons off. And I remember that video that I put out there. Messi versus Nigeria. I have a better one. Messi versus Holland in the semi. Messi versus Germany. Actually, I'm not. Because can I actually say that? Because I don't think he was actually on the pitch. Sorry, mistake. Sorry, Messi wasn't on the pitch against Holland in the 2014 semi. No, was he on the pitch? So basically, he wasn't playing in the 2014 semi or final. Sorry, actually, wait. So was Messi injured in the 2014 semi and final? He was injured. Damn. Maybe if he was playing, Argentina would have won. You see, now that's a great what if scenario. What if Messi was actually on the pitch in the 2014 semi and the 2014 final, man? Yes, it's right. So there is Hazard and there's Zad. Zad was born. I can't remember the dates of the game, but he was born in that 2018 semi. That is when Zad was born. During those seasons, it was Eden Hazard who could be really good, and then somewhat so good. Zad was born in what's why I keep on going about that World Cup semi. That World Cup semi, it's a seminal moment in football. It is a seminal historic moment in football. It's a moment that will go down in history for football. So that is where he was different. But there was a time when Alexis Sanchez was better than Hazard. Put my hands up. The time when Alexis Sanchez was better than Hazard. But Sanchez has never reached the heights of Zad. He's never reached the heights of Zad. As good as Sanchez was, he never because he never did what Zad did in a European Cup final. In a European Cup final, you never know. This is what he did, man. All right. Cristiano versus Atletico in 2019. You see, when someone says a performance, I talk about how well they played over 90 minutes. Cristiano was just now. If you want to say what was the most clutch performance, then Cristiano versus Atletico is right up there. But when you just say what's on the best performance, it's what you've done over 90 minutes. It's not just, I scored goals here and I did nothing for the rest. Xavi, for the best part of 90 minutes, took over that entire game. Toni Kroos, for much of that game, was controlling that flipping game. Messi, for many games, even in that game against Liverpool, he was saying what's up. Messi was saying what's up for that game. So it's what you're doing and the kind of damage you're giving to people over 90 minutes. I mean, some people would sneakily say what De Ligt did against Juventus at their crib was a pretty good one. You see, I don't know whether you can count 2010, because if you want to say 2010 inclusive, what Samuel and Lucio did for Inter Milan in that semi against Barcelona when they were down to 10 men because of that prick Busquets was legendary, absolutely legendary. Again, Ronaldo v Spain. You see, that wasn't a great performance. It was just very clutch. Didn't amount to anything really because he got pimped by Uruguay. But that was just so a great performance different from coming in clutch. Those are two very, very different things. It's two very, very different things, man. See there we go. Bernardeschi was the best player in that game, but Cristiano was the most clutch. For 90 minutes, the guy who was the best player, most outstanding player for 90 minutes was Bernardeschi. He was the guy that was really running things, doing things, making things happen, and really making it difficult for Atletico to get in the game just based on how good his play was. But the guy who came clutch was Cristiano, and you look at that man, and you say to yourself that, you know what, like Juventus, because I still say again, if Juventus had beaten Ajax, which they should have, if Juve had beaten Juve, if Juve had beaten Ajax, which they should have, um, Juve beats Tottenham. They beat Tottenham because it just shows you how things. And Juventus against Liverpool, you see that's a whole different ball game right now, you know. And then I'd have to basically, oh god, it fell, jeez. Imagine if Cristiano won. So as long as he doesn't win the World Cup, I'm happy. As long as he doesn't win the World Cup, I'm happy. Messi isn't winning a World Cup, sadly. Yeah, no, I mean it's done. And I think 2018 sort of proved that, because 2018 just reinforced that 2014 was his time. You know, and 2014 was where it is right here for you to win it. It's right here on a plate for you to win it. And when he failed in 2014, that was it. So now for Messi, it's like, just give me a Copa America. Please, please, Messi, do not retire without winning at least a trophy with Argentina. Please. This is even for, please, just for your benefit, because if you retire without winning something for Argentina, man, it will look ugly. It's going to look real ugly, man. It's going to look real ugly, man. It's going to look real ugly if you don't. And I, you see, people think that I'm this hater, that I wish ill and I wish bad on Messi. I don't. Just from a football fan's point of view, I really want Messi to win something for Argentina. I really do. See, I'm not sure that I want him to win a World Cup, because I like to have one over you fanboys. Which is why, like, see, that World Cup thing is something I will always hold over you fanboys. So you can say all you want and everything. I can always say your goats never won the World Cup. And I just love how that really bonds you people. So I love that. Which is why I told you 2018 was amazing for. That's why I love Mbappe so much based on what he did to Messi on that pitch. I was like, Mbappe, you're one of my guys now. And Mbappe, we're just waiting for that CL. Because once you win that CL, you've gotten rid of these dudes right now. And same thing for me, like, again, Cavani, bro. So I remember when I was like, man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy because I need something. I need some ammo over these fanboys. So you can say only one. They've never won a World Cup. And I love it so much. So much. So much, because you can say anything you want. I will say, oh, yeah. Oh, 5 Champions League, yeah. 4 Champions League, yeah. But have they won a World Cup? Have they won a World Cup? Yeah. Oh, man, it's so sweet. So I told you, man, don't mess with your boy. Don't mess with your boy. Can Juventus win a Champions League? They need maybe 2 more players. 100% they can, man. See, my whole Juventus thing is this. The Juventus thing is this. 2015 was never going to happen. Like 2015, no other team was winning that. 2015 was a cheat code. 2015 was a cheat code. Barcelona that was their divine right to win that. From the moment that team was assembled with those front 3 who were pretty much either at the peak or near the peak, it's like move. It's like basically it's like ludicrous. Move, get out the way. So 2015 was never going to happen. So it is what it was. 2017. 2017. Because remember, no one had ever defended their title. Remember, that miracle at Camp Nou team were held to 0 goals over 180 minutes by Juventus. That was the game. The immovable force was supposed to defeat the unstoppable object. That was the game. That was the game. That was the game. That was the game. And I was hyped. I was about to say, Juve, this is great for Buffon. This is great for all those guys have done. Yes, man, my nemesis Cristiano, booyah. And they self-destructed in that second half. It is good. It's I need a documentary of what happened in that dressing room. I've still not seen that full game. Because I know obviously if me so a members feature that's happening for tier 1 members above is where we watch games as one. And I think one of the games that we're going to watch is the France-Brazil game. And we need to figure out something, but the France-Brazil game is one of the games that we're going to watch as members. And I think I have to see that game again. So I think that, and also on the members, we're going to watch that 2017 game in full because I think I left as 3-1. I couldn't take it. Like it just, and yeah, I know, because it just shows you it just shows the guys that I care. It just shows you how much of a football fan I am. I was so pissed off. I was so angry that Juve flopped and Cristiano was going to win that after 3-1, I left and I didn't do a post-match review. Very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. And I think people, because there are many games that I have just refused to do a post-match because I've been so angry. Which just goes to show you that I'm not here doing this like, hey man, let me just show my anger, let me just rant, and then let me just get loads of views. I was genuinely pissed off. And I remember walking back home and I was angry. I was like, my God, because I was there to, I was like, you've done it, boom, you've tried so hard, Buffon, you legend and everything, boom, 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 boom. And now my vision of Buffon has actually changed since then. You know, bro, retire. Your boy, Dennis, says, Messi, semi 2011 versus Madrid, circumcision for 90 minutes. 2011. Oh, yeah. Was that the game where Higuain scored a goal, but it was sort of ruled out? And I believe that was the game where Messi went through like 4 or 5 guys. I think I haven't seen that game for a while. I think was the first leg at the Bernabeu or was the second leg at the Bernabeu? Because I remember that Messi goal. I think I was watching it with someone and I walked in as he was literally just about to go the goal, and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell?" And as he just did his rifle up, like, boom, down. Look, man, guys, like Messi has scored some goals, man. Messi has scored some goals. I think when all is said and done, first leg, when all is said and done, we will have to sort of take a step back and be like, Messi has done some crazy things. Like we can talk about lack of a World Cup, lack of Copa America, but just on a pure footballing level, some of the things that Messi has done on a football pitch is stupid. Because I told you, there was a time when every other goal he scored was chipping the keeper. Every other goal he scored, the guy was chipping a keeper. It was stupid. So we'll have to, like, it's one of those things of like, I just wish that he just win something with Argentina, because you want to have that. Like if Messi led Argentina to a World Cup and set us up in a semi and in the final, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. As much as I'd like to argue, he's the GOAT. And I wouldn't even argue, if Messi fully led Argentina to a World Cup win and he set us up in a semi and final, he is the undisputed GOAT. Easily the GOAT. Like there would be no conversation. Is Sané going to Bayern? Well, from what I read, Philippe Coutinho's number 10 jersey has been promised to Leroy Sané. So that is what I've heard. That Philippe Coutinho's his number 10 jersey has been promised to Leroy Sané. Now, that's what I think I even pulled this out on Twitter. Has a winger or an inside forward ever worn the number 10 jersey? Was Robin a 10? Because I know Ribery was 7. Was Robin a 10? I think maybe he was a 10. I was like, has a winger or inside forward ever won a 10? I think Figo was a 7. Figo was a 7. I think Figo was a 7. So yeah, I think, yeah, Robin. But look, I said, look, see, my thing for Son is that um, I just want Robin to be. Yes, I just want Sonny to be fit. I just want him to be fit. It's the same hope that I have for the Us. I wish if I had three wishes, if that big blue dude who's like the genie in Aladdin, say you have three wishes. What's your first wish? My first wish is like top players never get injured and bricks are always injured. That's what I say. I wish bricks are injured 24/7. And this only counts for one wish, by the way. I don't know what my two other wishes are. My first wish is bricks are always injured. The best players never get injured. I've said again, if Arna never gets injured, he's the greatest player of all time. Greatest player of all time. If R9 never gets injured, he's the greatest player of all time. But the weird thing is this: if R9 never gets injured, does he still have the same mental psychological focus that he had in 2002? Because you know how they say, like, somehow through hardship comes success. I do believe that whole hardship he had going through the injury and the rehabilitation and everything, I think that focused his mind, and really that helps him do one of the great things in 2002, man. All right, let's see what else you guys say, man. What are your Bundesliga predictions for tomorrow? Well, look, man. I've got a funny feeling that Dortmund will scrap against Wolves. I'm saying right now, I'm predicting a 2-2. Wolfsburg Dortmund, because Dortmund are away from home, and this is the game before they face Bayern, and you just know that Dortmund will find a way to drop points. So I'm going to say 2-2 because I think Wolfsburg are sixth, but they're away from sixth. Mönchengladbach against Leverkusen, that's a good game. That's a real good game. So I'll probably watch both at the same time. I'm probably going to put up both at the same time. Remember, we're going to do a post-match after the games. So Mönchengladbach against Thingy. I'm going to say freak. That's a tough one. That is a real tough one, man. I'm probably going to say 1-1. I want to say 2-2 game. I'm going to say 1-1. 1-1. I think that's going to be a draw. I'm going to say 1-1. So Wolfsburg, Dortmund 2-2. Mönchengladbach, Leverkusen. I'm going to say 1-1. Bayern, Eintracht, Frankfurt. I think Bayern will get that ass. But I say 2-1 Bayern. 2-1 Bayern against Eintracht Frankfurt, man. Etso or Henry? Henry was the better player. He had more to his game. In terms of just cold-blooded finishing and how well they played the role of striker, you got to give it to Etso. Etso was more clutch. And Etso really was a true cold-blooded striker. And Etso did it for Real Mallorca, for Barcelona, and for Inter Milan. Henry really only rocked up for Arsenal. He was a pace merchant for Monaco, and at Barcelona, he was riding the coattails of Messi and Etso. So, because he literally, come on, he moved over Barcelona just to get a Champions League medal, So, but I just think Henry just had more. Henry had really good ball control. He had a better football IQ. He was more aware of using players around him and could provide for other players. So just as a football and everything, he could do more with the ball at his feet beyond just what he could do for himself as a striker. But for Etso I am here to strike. I'm here to finish. And he was just a much better striker than Henry. So I think Henry just had more finesse to his game and better technique with regards to passing and creativity. But for Etso, it was much more about finishing. Because we have to really give credit to Etso, man. Because again, I keep reminding people of that. Oh, you missed it. So I keep reminding people of that goal that Eto scored in the 2009 final. I keep on saying this. I tell you that United were actually really good. Eto scoring, see, Messi was just an after the fact goal. Still a very good goal, but it's an after the fact goal. Eto scoring that goal changed the dynamic of that game. It changed the dynamic of that game because you scoring a goal against your own player or scoring the goal when your team is on the back foot is huge and means more than you scoring a goal when your team is on the front foot. Because when Messi scored, Barcelona were taking over the game, but that Eto goal really settled things down. So Eto was a clutch. I remember his goal as well. Eto was clutch. You remember his goal in 2006? I remember his goal in 2006 was the equalizer. And Belotti obviously scored the winner, but his goal was the equalizer. When, Arsenal were down to 10 million, but Arsenal were like, oh my gosh, maybe I should actually win this. I'm not hating on Henry, because I always thought Henry is the greatest Premier League player of all time. Henry had his chances in that game. And he would even admit himself, Henry had his chances to put that game to bed, because I was watching this whole thing of what shirt did you wear, like with Jens Lehmann, and they talked about the whole sending off. And even the referee said that he would have given the goal to Julie and allowed them to have 11 men. And then that would be good, 11 v 11, because I just think it's ruined the final. 11 v 10, it ruined the final, man. Because that would have been a really good final. And even if Barca had gone 1-0 up, I still think Arsenal would have made it a very interesting game. They made it a very interesting game. So yeah, that would have been a really good game, man, if it was 11 v 11. Then it's Kuchda. Which club benefits most from Corona break in CL? Bayern Munich. Standard. The club that will be most affected is PSG. The club that benefits the most is Bayern Munich, because Bayern Munich were already playing well. But look at this. They are already getting match fits before all these guys have come back. So they're all they're already. I remember they were training before the La Liga teams, the Premier League teams, and the Serie A teams. So match fitness is always going to be very key. So if the Champions League was to come back in August, Bayern Munich will be looking sharp. They'll be looking real sharp. Question: if Bayern buy Leroy Sané this summer and they secure the deal this summer, is he allowed to play in the Chelsea game? Or has the transfer market been postponed till December? That's interesting. That's interesting, man. That is interesting. All right. Let's see what you guys are saying, man. See what. Who do you think had a higher ceiling, Oscar, James Rodriguez, or Götze? I prefer not to speak about Oscar because that loser decided to sell his life away and move to China. It's between James Rodriguez and Mario Götze. I would say James Rodriguez. Even if I had a lot of faith in Mario Götze, and I thought that Mario Götze would really do great things after he scored that amazing goal in the World Cup final, based on what James Rodriguez did in 2014 in that same World Cup, I just think that his ceiling was higher, because I thought James Rodriguez could go on to just truly be this flipping super duper outstanding number 10. Like a guy that did what he did in 2014 and so far. I was like, oh my gosh, like this, like he has it. He has all those skills. So you say to yourself that for Real Madrid, why didn't you play him in the number 10 role? Why was he played out wide? Obviously, you have to create your formation, and it is what it is. But for me, I'm like, I always have a bit of sympathy for James Rodriguez because of the fact of he never played in his strongest position at Real Madrid. He never played in the strongest position for Real Madrid. His strongest position is number 10 in behind the strikers. But I just thought, because again, that's one of the great misses, because I just thought James Rodriguez would really be, oh wow, like this guy is a firmly upper tier 2 player. Firmly upper tier 2 player, knocked on the door of tier 1. So, and yeah, and it just goes to one of those things of where, sure, you have to do the best you can in whatever position you're given. You're a professional player, and not everything is going to be catered for you, and not everything is going to be put forth for you in your comfort zone. But despite that, you have to feel sympathy if you're not being played in your strongest position. You have to feel sympathy for that, because I really believe that if they had found a way to get James Rodriguez to play number 10 for Real Madrid, you would see a truly fantastic player, especially with the way that Real Madrid play, because they have a similar mentality to Colombia. It's about attack. It's about direct. Less passes, everything goes forward, which is exactly how James Rodriguez likes to ride, man. But the Maragota thing is unfortunate, man, because again, like I told you, man, I'm a World Cup merchant. I'm a World Cup merchant, and when he did what he did at that World Cup, when he scored that goal, I was like, the balls on this kid. And when you do that, you have to go ahead and, at the very least, be on the Ballon d'Or shortlist. You have to. That is every kid's dream. Every kid's dream is, I scored the World Cup winning goal for my country. There is no greater feeling than that in life. There's no freaking feeling like that. Scoring the World Cup winning goal for your country is the greatest feeling in life. So he should have really done more, man. Yeah, man. I think one tournament wonders. Yeah, that's. It's like Davosuke in '98, Diego Forlan in 2010. Guys that just had an amazing tournament, and we didn't really hear from them afterwards. Because it is so harsh, but it seems as if when we now speak of James Rodriguez, he'll be known as a one tournament wonder, which is such a disappointment based on what his potential was. But unless he miraculously has how old is dude now? James Rodriguez. Age. He's 28. He's still. He still has 2 years to say what's up. Wait, when is he 29? He's 29 next year. So he's 29 in July. Yeah, man. Yeah, he'll be known as a one tournament wonder, man. He'll be known as a one tournament wonder, man. Because I always say your peak as a player is 26, 27, 28. And 29 is when you're beginning, that's the beginning of the drop off. That's the beginning of the drop off, But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. No, but Suke is known for that 98 world. That is what he's known for. When people say, "Oh, Davos Suke," all they'll say is, "Michael, look at what this guy did in that 98 for Croatia, where he guided Croatia to a semi-finals." Oh my gosh! No, this is the literal. If you look up one tournament wonder in the Oxford Dictionary, you will see it the face of Fabio Grosso. This dude literally had no career outside of that World Cup. Because at that World Cup, I remember Vialli saying that he was a revelation. That guy, because remember, Grosso won the penalty against Australia that Totti scored. Grosso was the one that scored the key goal, first goal that broke the deadlock against Germany. And Grosso was the one that scored the defining penalty that won Italy their 4th World Cup. So it's and like that is the definition of what's wonder. He did nothing before that World Cup and he's done nothing ever since. But Grosso be like, I think I'm happy winning a World Cup and having that kind of performance at World Cup because that is now set in stone. I'm a legend. Like I can go to any restaurant in Italy and people will be like, okay, yeah. What up? You know, he can say what's up in any tournament in history, man. The 2008 final. So, oh yeah, that was what? United against Chelsea. Yeah, I mean, looking back at that final, man, it wasn't, you can tell that it wasn't high quality, but you could tell the kind of the desire from both sides. I just remember it was a very passionate final and both teams were like really going at it. It's, penalties, man. Penalties. Penalties. I mean, like of all the people to miss, and he slipped. And John Terry, he slipped and he missed. So, which is why I don't say, look, I take nothing from Fergie, a win is a win. A win is a win and a win is a win. And again, I'm always because that's all I care about is about winning. But there is a way in which you win, which is why you look at the 2015 Barca side, the 2013 Bayern side, and you could maybe argue the 2017 Real Madrid side, where there is a way in which they won, and there was a kind of air of superiority they had in the way that they won. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did the 2015 Barca side win every single game? Or am I going crazy? Did they draw one in the group? I think they won every single game. That the 2015 Barca side, I think they won every single game. Like, see, the Inter 2010, I just liked how Mourinho went about doing it, but they didn't do it in the same kind of style. And they didn't have the kind of air of superiority that the Bayern and the Barca side did. Oh, they lost to Bayern. Oh yeah. Okay, they lost the second. Like, yes, I vaguely remember now. But they got that ass in the first leg. But yeah, I remember that. I vaguely remember that. Yeah, isn't that when Pep decided to do man to man? And yeah, Messi did that whole thing with Boateng and everything. Mr. Boateng should basically blame Pep, man, for that whole meme. Kevin K, man. Oh, thank you much for the super chat, Mr. Kevin K. Where do you rank Shevchenko in all-time strikers? I had the privilege of meeting Shevchenko. I think I posted it on the channel. So it was good actually meeting him. Shevchenko says it's a funny one because, guys, let's keep it real. There was a point in which Shevchenko was arguably the best striker in the world. And you can't praise Kaka without praising Shevchenko. It was a 1-2 punch. So wait, Shevchenko, did he leave in 07? Hopefully, is Hazem here? Did Shevchenko play that? I've always been asking, did he play that 07 final? Because I know Inzaghi scored those 2 goals. But had Shevchenko already left Milan by the time they were in that 07 final? But yeah, Shevchenko was a damn crazy striker. And that's Milan dominance that they had, where they should have won 3. They should have won 3, but that dominance that they had in Europe, but specifically in Italy, Shevchenko played a huge part. Because the only thing that holds Shevchenko back is Ukraine. It's Ukraine, so there was only so much he could do for Ukraine, but still, what he did for Milan as a striker was crazy. So, all time, top 15, maybe top 20. Top 15 maybe. Top 15 maybe. I'm not sure that he gets top 10. not sure that he gets top 10, but top 15 for sure, because there are a lot of strikers, man. But of his generation, like top 3, top 4 of his generation, Shevchenko was a heavy striker. Heavy striker. Look, man, Milan is a sad old story, man. Milan is a sad old story, man. Oh, 06. So he left in 06. Wow. So he left before. Damn. Yeah, I mean, no, he was he was a brick. Like he was a brick. Still not as big a fall off. Like Torres is the greatest decline in history. You cannot show me a greater decline of a footballer of where he was and where he now landed than Torres. It's the greatest fall in football history. I've never seen a fall like that. The kind of fall that Torres has was insane. It was absolutely insane. So he was a no, but Shevchenko was a brick, and it didn't make any sense because it was like literally the moment he just came towards Chelsea, he was rubbish. So do Chelsea have like a course or something? Same thing. Like Torres was superb for Liverpool. The moment he came to Chelsea, he was garbage, missing open goals. So, I mean, Mattia, I suppose, because remember, I think Mattia Kezman came from Ajax. Did he come from Ajax? I don't know how good he was. Chivu, did Chivu? I think no, is it Chivu? What's the name of that dude? That's Romanian dude that came from, it was either Fiorentina or Parma. I remember where he came to Chelsea, where he scored a goal where I think his first goal was he had a free kick. He hit the free kick, hit the wall, then he hit the rebound. I think with his left foot, and he then scored. I've forgotten this. I think it begins with a C. It's not Chiesa. It's a Romanian dude who outside, and I think he had some personal issues or something. Do you think Spain's golden generation was the reason Barca was dominant from 08 to 2011? Yes and no, because both things fed each other. So remember, in 2008, they won the Euros. That was in 08. They won the Euros in 08. And I remember that's where you had Marcos Senna in that midfield. So that was really before 09 and they came through. But I think that period, as you said, because remember, so remember, 08 had nothing to do with Barcelona. That was just something, and that was something totally kind of different. But I think from 2010, I think Spain's golden generation definitely helps Barcelona, because if you look at the Spanish golden generation, I think the fiber was Barcelona, because it was Xavi, it was Iniesta, then it was David Villa. So was Villa still at Valencia in 2010? So when did Villa move to Barcelona? So did he move to Barcelona before or after the 2010 World Cup? Because that's key. That'll be key. Do you know how crazy it was? That Spanish team, every single player either played for Barcelona or Real Madrid apart from Capdevila. I believe Capdevila was the only dude who neither played for Barcelona or Real Madrid. Everyone else was either Barca or Real Madrid. That's what you call a flipping duopoly. But yeah, no, look, it's because they both helped each other, and that was so key. What is the biggest issue with international football? You're playing a different system with different guys that you don't know. What was so key was Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets, all these would be like Pedro. Oh, guys. And Spain's style was identical to Barcelona's style. So it was the Real Madrid guys that had to kind of acquiesce to the Spanish style. But for the Barca guys, they were like, man, this is first of all, it's a very similar ethos. And we have the same kind of players. So that really gave Spain an extra advantage over everyone else, because it was like club football for Spain. Whereas like every other international team had to sort of adapt and change their way, which is why Give your boy Robin for ending that reign. Okay? Give your boy Robin for ending that reign. Okay? Robin, you are a goat. They will love you. They will respect you. Don't worry, boy. Mutu, thank you. Mutu, Adrian Mutu. Adrian Mutu. There we go. Yeah, Mutu. Yeah, Mutu. That's the dude. You know. And I was hyped for that guy, but then he just became a waste. Chelsea have had some strikers that have wasted. Like, remember, Edzo was at Chelsea, Weah was at Chelsea, Shevchenko, Torres, Mateo Kezman. The only guys that really came through were like Hasselbank, could argue Gudjonsson, of course, Drogba. Um, Very nice. Would your opinion change if Messi played for Spain? You know, it's so funny. People always bring this up about if Messi played, because basically, if Messi played for Spain, I mean, that's just a cheat code. That's just a cheat code. Because again, if Messi played for Spain, it's pretty much next to game over. Then you just have to hope that what happened in 2012 against Chelsea happens, where like some freak of nature turn of events, there's someone mess up and another team wins. But I've always said that as much as Messi has been in Spain and so forth and everything, Messi is a South American player. Like Messi doesn't play like a Spanish player because Spanish players don't dribble like him or have the ball like it. That's why people will say, "Oh, Messi's like Maradona." And again, I don't know how many of you guys remember Ariel Ortega, who was supposed to be like the next big thing, but he sort of wasn't like that. But there's a sentiment that Argentines play. South Americans, but also how Argentines play. There's a certain flair that they have. And the way in which Messi can just be like a one-man army, Spanish guys aren't like that, you know. So I just think that it was just destined that he's Argentine. But the funny thing though is it would have been funny if he opted to play for Spain. You know. So if he had opted to play for Spain, oh my gosh. That is interesting. I'm just thinking about it now. So if Messi actually opted to play for Spain, obviously I'll say, oh my gosh, how can you play for Argentina, traitor? But if he played for Spain, homeboy has a World Cup and Euros, and you know that he would definitely ball in those. You know what? I think the universe just has it would be too much. I really believe that the universe balances things out. And for the universe to be like, that's too unfair. Because it's because I was just like, okay, this is literally Barcelona. This is literally Barcelona. So it's like, this is unfair. It was even slightly unfair that you have Iniesta, David Villa, Treble, those. Now you have to have Messi in there as well. Come on, man. Come on. David Villa at his peak or Edzo at Barca at his peak? Edzo. As good as David Villa was, and David Villa was good, Edzo was way too dangerous, man. Edzo was way too dangerous. Way too dangerous. But David Villa was damn good. I think what I like about David Villa is that David Villa was clutch. Like 2010 is what you call clutch. 2010 is what you call clutch. And even in 2011, we see those 2 years, David Villa really has put in a claim of like, you need to put me in the conversation as one of the best strikers of my generation now. Of all time, David Villa is like top 30 all time. But of his generation, you have to put him in that conversation. I still think that Edzo is a better striker. Overall, I think Edzo is a better striker. But what Villa did in that Champions League and what he did at that, and what he even did at the Euros, you know, what he did in Euro 20, because I believe, was it Euro 2012 where it was him and Torres that were the two? Was that 08? Because I remember Spain. I remember when Spain at a point does switch it up and say we're just going to play with midfielders. Because there's a really interesting video I'm going to post very soon. You'll see very soon. There's a very interesting video that I'm going to post very soon about that. But yeah, Villa had like a very good 2, 3, 4 years, man. Because I think basically what was great about Villa was he was a footballing striker. You know, like basically it was almost as like if you're putting a midfielder as a striker, and I think he was short, low center of gravity, and basically he was a guy where you could give him the ball to feet, give him the ball to feet, and the guy can just figure it out and just create issues for himself. But it's how quickly he could create space for himself and shoot. But basically it was like you are putting a central midfielder or a number 10 as a striker. So he was like in the best sense of the word, a footballing striker, you know. And yeah, I remember because it was him and David Silva in that Valencia team. No, Valencia had some ballers, man. Best ever individual performance in a final. Obviously, we obviously talked about Xavi, but now this is all time. Now we're not looking at all time. I mean, R9 in the UEFA Cup, like there's literally a compilation of all the things that R9 did. You know what? Let me think. Shout out, because I actually watched the full game about a few months ago. Rivellino in the 1970 World Cup final. That's a good shout. In a final. FA Cup finals, Champions League final. Let me think. 95, 1998, 2000. So also. So 94 World Cup final, 98 World Cup final, 02 World Cup final, 06 World Cup final, what it is, 2010, 2014. You could give a good shout to Schweinsteiger in 2014 World Cup final. Looking at Euros 2012, I mean 2000, Euro 2000 final. Yeah, for me, I have to probably say Ronaldo in that UEFA Cup final against Lazio. Like, there's literally a showreel of all the things that he did in that final, and he scored an iconic goal. You know, where he basically did all like 309 moves, and he basically bamboozled the keeper. I think that was the first time he actually did that move, that whole step over, and dribble the keeper. But I think because there is literally a highlight reel of everything he did in that final against Lazio. So probably him, man. Cristiano Euro 2016. Oh, this guy's funny, man. You see, that's what people say. Zidane didn't have a great performance in '98. He just scored 2 goals. That was it. He scored 2 goals against a Brazilian team that looked like if they had seen ghosts. So, look, people may not like it, but you got to talk like Hazard in that Europa League final. You have to give a shout out to that. But for me, I still say what R9 did, man. Oh, no, I don't know. No, I know you say it could be any final. It could be any, which is why I put R9 UEFA Cup final R9. Because I'm trying to think of FA Cup finals, Copa del Rey finals, Nations Cup finals. I mean, was Bale really great in that 20? I think it was the 2011 final, or did he just score that goal? I think it was just him in that goal, man. change. What does Spain need for them to be favorites for the Euros? They need to realize that they need to restart, completely rejig everything. I think that they were still trying to go with their whole tiki-taka tactic at the World Cup, and they got caught out against Russia because they did nothing for 180 minutes but just passed the ball around. I think they need to really aggressively bring in newer players. I think Thiago Alcantara has to now be the midfield general. I'm not sold on Rodrigo as a star striker. I think Arda Ruiz is maybe a bit too old. David Silva. I think a lot of basically they should be doing what Germany did in '06, where this should just be a totally young team. I think the younger Spanish teams have been doing pretty well in the younger tournaments. So I think this should just be a case where, of course, you've got to still keep a hold of Sergio Ramos. I don't think Piqué should be there really, but you have to keep a hold of a Ramos and guys like that. But yeah, they have to embrace a different style. They have to embrace a different style because again, if you look at Spain at the old school, that 2002 Spain team were flipping good. They just got cheated by the referee. That Spain team would have probably reached the final because they would have probably beaten Germany and they'd have probably faced Brazil. And that would have been a very interesting game because that Spain team, they got cheated by the referee and they'll play a totally different style. So I think Spain have to admit that style and that ethos was dependent on Xavi, Iniesta, and so forth, especially Xavi. Remember, Iniesta was there in 2014, not Xavi. The moment Xavi left, the system finished. The end of that system that won them 3 trophies was the moment Xavi left. Because Iniesta is good and is amazing, but Xavi was critical for that system to work because he was the foundation for that system. So the fact that Xavi is not there, you can't now ask Thiago Alcantara to now do the stuff that Xavi does. You can't allow. You've got to now play to Thiago Alcantara's strengths. You've now got to play to the strengths of Koke. You have to now play to the strengths of Saul. And you have to play to these guys' strengths and what they do best, and then build from there. So yeah, it's about embracing a whole new ethos, man. Marcos Senna was played for Spain and won them, helped win them the 08 Euros. So Marcos Senna was the first one. Yeah, I mean, those guys don't really have any dudes, man. Thoughts on the Sancho to Bayern news for 2021? Could he work as well as a free roam playmaker with Sane? Oh, so sorry. Thoughts on Sancho to Bayern news? Could he work well as a free roam playmaker with Sane and Gnabry as the wingers inside forwards? So yeah, I heard about this now. If for the 3 billionth time a Bayern player makes his way over to a Dortmund player makes his way over to Bayern, I think Dortmund should dissolve. Are you just going to get bent over and impaled by Bayern for the rest of your life? Just wondering. So are you just going to be like, we're here to get bent over and get done raw by Bayern for the rest of our lives? Yeah, but I said again, Sancho, I was very impressed by Sancho's performance in the free roll for Dortmund against PSG in the first leg. So you could have a midfield of Thiago Alcantara, Goretzka, and Sancho. But I think then again, you need a midfield enforcer. So you need a Javi Martinez. So you need a Javi Martinez with a Javi Martinez, with a Thiago Alcantara, and then you then have a Sancho. Then what happens to Gretzky and what happens to Thomas Muller? Because you obviously have to have Sane, Gnabry, and Lewandowski. So these are the kinds of things that Hansi Flick has to really think about. All right, guys, I'm gonna get myself a drink. Keep typing. I'll be back. I did just get myself a drink, man, and I will be back to answer your lovely cues. Drink time. Oh, Wagwan. Grab my mic, man. How the heck can you grab my mic, man? How good were MSN really couldn't defend their CL titles? See, this is my thing about MSN. When I talk about MSN, I talk about one season. What I talk about? I talk about just one season. So I talk about what these guys did in that one season, which was incredible. So I don't talk about Emerson as in terms of a legacy, because a legacy is Benzema, Cristiano, and Bale. That's a legacy because they can show you four titles. Those guys can show you. Because Bale was there in 2014, so those guys can show you 4 titles. That's a legacy. Emerson isn't a legacy. You know, because when you say Emerson, that's 1 year. That is one of the most unstoppable runs. Did Bayern Munich 2013 lose a game? So, guys, just remember, did the 2013 Bayern Munich team lose a game? While you answer that, again, shout out to your boys, Coach Norris. I have no idea, because I remember watching that game and I was like, how did they not beat Atletico? How did they not beat Atletico in 2016? And let's keep it real. The 2014 Atletico team were much better in 2016, because I also said Atletico's time was 2014. So in that 2016 game, I thought for sure, look, these are guys who just won the treble the year prior. Of course, they're going to beat these guys. So you have to give Simeone credit for knocking out a team who won the treble the year prior, and that team having people in MSN. So again, that made no sense how they were not able to come through and beat Atletico. So credit to Atletico for that for sure. Because that was huge. That was huge. And for so long they've been trying so hard to get that classical final, man. So what you guys are saying, man? Oh, they lost to Arsenal, Mike. Arsenal actually beat them. Oh my god. Um, so Arsenal actually beats Bayern Munich. No. For me, like, look, that's why whenever you compare both of those teams, the Real Madrid team and Barcelona team, it's a great conversation. It's a great conversation. Like the the footballing dominance that Barcelona team had was amazing from what they did in '09, what they did in 2011. But the arguments of they never defended their title is interesting. So the footballing legacy of the Xavi Iniesta era is more everlasting than what the Benzema Cristiano era did. Because the Cristiano and Benzema era they didn't leave a footballing legacy. Because the way in which Barcelona won left a lasting impression on football. But the issue is that as good as they were, because it's so funny when people say, "Oh, this is one of the most dominant sides ever." Yeah, but as dominant as they were, they never defended their title. So how dominant were they if they never defended their title? So when people talk about the dominance, I think they are most referring to Spain and the way in which they won their game. Is like Real Madrid just countered you and just hit you on the break and just were able just to find space. What Barcelona did in 2009 and 2011 was total control. And we have never really seen a team control a game to that degree in such a high profile game and win. So you can control a game and have half of possession and lose, but control the game, play it at your own speed and win comfortably. We've never really seen that. We've never seen that. So that's why people say, no, this is the most dominant team that we've ever seen. But people just leave it, okay, so they were this dominant, but they never defended their title. They never defended their title. Hold on, they never defended their title, man. I think this is LB. So despite winning 3 Champions Leagues in a row, some say the Real Madrid 2013-2014 Champions League winning side was better and underachieved in the years prior. So despite winning 3 Champions Leagues in a row, some say the Real Madrid 2013. Oh, sorry. Some say the Real Madrid 2013-2014 Champions League winning side was better and. Remember they had Di Maria. They had Di Maria. But I still believe that the best team of that era was the 2017. I think 2017 was when they were at their maximum. I think was it 2018 where they faced I think 2018 was this where they beat PSG, Bayern, and Juventus. Yeah, I think 2018 was where they beat all those 3. So if Liverpool no, they didn't. Actually, I'm confused. Where did Liverpool finish in 2018? Because yeah, what did they finish in 2018? So yeah, because 2017. I think 2017 stroke 2018, that's when they were at their best. 2016 was like, okay, because Zidane came halfway through. 17 and 18, guys were at their best, Because as good as that Real Madrid 2014 team, where they were a minute away from losing to Atletico. They're a minute away from losing to Atletico. Real Madrid cut open that Juve team in that second half. The same Juve team that shot at Barcelona for 180 minutes. So for me, they reached their peak in 2017. And the key thing was Cristiano really also reached his peak as well, 2017, 2018. And Cristiano was not really like peak that dude in the 13-14 season, So, yeah, 16. So 16-17 was when, 16-17 is when they won the Champions League and then the league. And they messed up with the Copa del Rey. But you see, now that's the scene that you see, this is where the conversation is interesting. So Barcelona never defended their title, Champions League, but they won a treble. And they won 2 trebles. Well, okay. They won a treble and maybe should have won 2 trebles. But Real Madrid, that Real Madrid team have still yet to win a treble. And you will say that. So again, I'll ask to the audience, what is a more impressive feat? A treble or winning 3 Champions Leagues in a row? I mean, what is the more impressive feat? Just like for like, 3 Champions Leagues in a row or winning a treble? Everyone is saying 3 Champions Leagues. Everyone is saying. I mean, for me, do you know why you've got to look at 3 Champions Leagues? Inter have won a treble. Bayern have won a treble. United have won a treble. No one still yet has won. No one has even defended their title. I say no one has even yet defended their title. So because I know, I don't know. I think it was even Isco Disco who said he wants to make this a topic. We might make this a topic probably on Saturday. I mean, depending how the game's going, we might make this a topic either on Saturday or Sunday. Maybe we'll make this a topic on Sunday, just dissecting that Real Madrid 3-peat, man. But yeah, like it's like, I think we have to have a conversation about that. You have to have a conversation about that because I mean, what they did was historic. It was absolutely historic. HH. If young Lewandowski came to Bayern a season earlier, would they have won the Champions League 2 seasons in a row with Prime Robin and Ribery, Schweinsteiger, etc.? A year earlier. So you're saying so they won it in 2013. So they won the treble in 2013. So you are saying if he came in. So when did he come? So I think so. Lewandowski came what in 13-14? Wait, so did Lewandowski come in the 13-14 season? So I'm just want to check. Did he come in that 13? So he came 14-15. So who did Bayern get knocked out by in 13-14? Yeah, you see, for me, okay. So see, this is my thing is like, look, people can say, okay, what was Prime Robin? What was Prime Ribery and everything? Those guys were really saying what's up prior. Those guys were really saying what's up prior. La la. 5-0. Yes. Oopsie daisy. Those guys were really saying what's up before. So for example, if Lewandowski was around, let's say he came in 2012, hard to say. Very hard to say. Very hard to say how that would have really changed things. But I would lean towards no. I mean, it's hard to say, man, because for instance, I respect Mario Gomez and everything, Are you telling me that Lewandowski doesn't find a way to score in that final in 2012? Chelsea had the power of the spirits. They had the power of the spirits, but Mario Gomez had some very good opportunities in that final. You know, like how Chelsea survived that final, I have no idea. Because I was watching a thing with Lampard and Jamie Redknapp where they were recollecting the 2012 final. And yeah, man, like that is one of the most that's basically that's like Scooby Doo mysteries. How Chelsea came through that, man. Um, it's no it was very spiritual, man. All right. But but I mean that's what you see. Whenever you do these what ifs of like if a player was there, it's like was what's Lewandowski's peak? Was Lewandowski's peak in 2012, 2013, or was his peak in 2014, 2015? Many people would say that his peak was during the Pep years. People would even argue that maybe his peak is even now. Um, oh my God, he's 31. Bro, time is running out, man. Damn. Gosh, he's 31. Man, time is running out. He's 31. So people are saying that his peak is now. No. Yeah, Lewandowski is 31. But shouldn't so if you're like an outside player, especially if you're a striker, you're a forward player, shouldn't your peak really be 26, 27, 28? And by the time that you're 29, um, that is when you're slowly declining. Um, can we really call a 31-year-old striker at his peak? He's having a crazy season. The guy's having an absolutely amazing season. But I have to, yes, he's been scoring in the Champions League and everything, but I have to look at what you're doing in the kitty, which is why I just say like I'm so because you don't know how angry I am that the Champions League was ripped away. I've not even had time to sit down and just really let out my absolute, complete, and total anger with the way that this has just turned out. Because it's been awful. It has been a total mess how this has just turned out. But I was so intrigued to say, okay, what? Because again, it could have been the same story again. Lewandowski pads up that stat sheet in the Bundesliga. He goes crazy. Maybe he hits 30 goals. Champions League semi comes around it again. Because guys, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Heinkes gave Bayern and Lewandowski. Yo, little bit, everybody, man. Where have you been, baby? Where have you been, Black, man? Black, where you been, baby? Heinkes gave Lewandowski and Bayern the best possible opportunity to win that game against Real Madrid. Real Madrid were right there for the taking. Hence why I say that 2017 Real Madrid team were the team already saying what's up. That 2018 team, you could see that, all right, these guys are now slowly coming down. And the opportunities were there. I get it, Rafinha is a brick. I get it, Ulrich is a brick. But the opportunities were there. I remember watching the second leg and I was screaming. I was like, my gosh, look at these opportunities. He has tactically put you in a great position where now the individuals just have to say what's up. And that has always been what I've held against Lewandowski. That bro, you've had chances. The chances have been there because I don't want it to be easy for people. I will always make it hard for people, especially for the very best players. I'm always going to set the benchmark high. I don't want it to make it easy just to compliment you and truly praise you. I get it. You're a great goal scorer. I need that Champions League. I need that Champions League. It's needed. It is needed. There are no excuses. I need that Champions League. I need it. I need it. Um, I need that flipping Champions League, bro. 100%. Um, look, I can't remember the game it was. There was one game, there was one Bayern Real Madrid game where I was like, the referee just is having a laugh. There was one game where the referee was literally having a laugh. I can't remember which one it was, but there was a Bayern Real Madrid game where I think it was when he sent off Vidal. I think it was one where he sent off Vidal. But my thing about it is, despite the referees, that second leg, Bayern Munich had ample opportunity. Remember, this is Bernabeu, where Real Madrid, Real are much better away from home than they're at home. This is the Bernabeu where they're not that good, and they're always there for the taking. And they were not able, despite the referees, the offside calls, and everything, there were still good opportunities there for them to really say what's up. There were still good opportunities there for them to say what's up, and which is why you have to the worst thing to see, the Chelsea Barcelona thing, that's ridiculous. So that's not a case of, oh my gosh, it's the referee. That's just, this is clear as day, and you just got screwed over in your own house. The Bayern Real Madrid one was wild. There were some wild calls. But despite those wild calls, it wasn't a case of like those were calls where you had a penalty in the 90th minute and the referee just said, "Nah, sorry, I'm not going to give you the penalty because it's the 90th minute and we don't want you to guys to play the final. We're not going to give out to you." So it's not the same thing there. So, but you have to look past the refereeing stuff, because I watched the game. And when I watched the game, yeah, you can look at the a few decisions here and there. Chances were there. Chances were there. You see, Buffon needs to relax. I know people are going on about that whole Buffon thing. He needs to relax, because I don't know when you guys want to have a Buffon conversation, man. I don't know when you guys want to have a Buffon conversation, because this is, see, Casillas. Now, the funny thing about this, I was about to say that, Casillas was lent and was smart and he decided to retire. Did Casillas retire, or did that injury retire him? Because he had that serious kind of injury, or was it an injury or an illness, and then he was forced into retirement? Because Casillas may have just kept on playing for FC Porto, being a brick. One is like, bro, you should know when your time is done. You have enough money, so this is not a monetary decision that you're making by continuing to play and all that stuff. So, my thing is, Buffon has no business continuing to play. You have no business continuing to play. You're being ridiculous. You're being completely and utterly ridiculous, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? You're being completely and utterly ridiculous. Yeah, no, because wait, yeah, how old is Buffon right now? And now I'm going to probably scream if I see this. Oh, guys, I promise you, guys, I don't know if they want to believe me or not. I promise you, I thought I was going to look at 38 or 39. I thought I was going to see 38 because I thought I was going to say like, look at this dude, you're flipping 38, 39, you're almost 40. 42. Ah, man. You see, I don't want to be ageist. I come from a culture that respects their elders, man. I come from a culture that respects their elders, man. And as much as I do, so this dude, when is the World Cup? So the World Cup is in 2022, December. So Buffon, if Buffon gets picked for that Italy team, you could be seeing a 44-year-old, possibly a 45-year-old. Remember, the World Cup is December to January. You could be seeing a 44 stroke 45-year-old a 40 or 45-year-old playing at the World Cup. Has Buffon played with any father son deals? He probably he must have. He must have. I mean, guys, like 42, bro. Because you're entering into your third decade. Because you played in the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s. Now these are the you're entering the fourth. Hey. Oh, he played as Thuram's son. Um, yeah, I mean, look, you can't do that, man. You can't do that. Like because again, like you see, the thing about goalkeeping is a lot of it is about reaction times and athleticism. You see, you can be the best at positioning and everything, but there comes those times where you just need pure athleticism. And for that, you need youth. You need youth because that athleticism is something you'll just biologically lose as the years go by. Um, it's it's madness, but oh, look, I hope this is true. They said that Buffon has retired from international football. I hope that is true. I hope that is true. Personally, for me, I hope that is true for me. Um, but look, man, I mean, I would just broadly just talking football now, because there are a few interesting things. Let me even bring up. Let's look and see what's popping up in here, man. So no. Neymar's return to Barcelona is still very possible, says ex-Brazil coach. Okay, guys, I'm just looking through Football Espana. Can we just put this whole Neymar back to Barcelona thing to rest? Because I'm sick and tired of reading this stuff, but like it could happen, it may happen, it may not happen, and everything. First of all, I'm hearing that Barcelona are like 500 million in debt. So these guys are trying to first of all pay their players and so forth. So I don't know how they can even afford. I don't even know how these guys can even afford to get a Neymar in there. So what I want, especially in this COVID era, let's just say that no more Neymar to Barca stories. Neymar, it's not PSG for the future right now. But the problem is I think this is what we sort of talking into. If the Champions League let's say the Champions League is going to start in August, PSG are in a very bad position. They're in the worst position. They're in the worst possible position. Like, if the Champions League was to start and everything in August, they have to find a way where PSG can play some truly high-profile 90 minutes games. They have to. PSG might as well not even take part if they go into a Champions League quarterfinal having just done training sessions and 5-a-sides. That can't happen, you know. And again, it's annoying because, like, oh my gosh, what could have happened if PSG, Neymar, and all that? Because this could have been a very interesting CL season. Could have been a very interesting CL season. But yeah, with PSG, I mean, I don't know what the situation is in France. I don't know what the situation is in France, but did they screw up by so did they screw up by declaring the league? Should they have waited, or should they have, because again, France have not been as worse hit as like Spain or Italy. So did they flop by declaring the league, or maybe did they do the safest thing? Because by them doing this, they've screwed over PSG footballing wise. In a footballing way, they've screwed over PSG because they've given them the worst possible scenario in order to compete against other teams. So let's say Bayern Munich beats Chelsea, and Bayern are now drawn with PSG. Who the hell is going to put any money on PSG to beat Bayern, who have been playing well and now they are fully match fit? Who the hell is going to put any money on them? You know. But and also the funny thing, though, I think this is what guys were saying. Look, you can't have a Champions League final without fans. And at first, I agreed. I was like, man, you need fans for a Champions League final. But I said, wait a minute. Fans are great, and it is cool for the atmosphere. I don't watch football for the fans. Now, maybe you guys are different in everything and so forth, and you feel that fans are a necessity. Me personally, I watch football to see the very best play the beautiful game. That's what I do. So if it's either a Champions League final without fans or no Champions League at all, let's ride without any fans, because we're here for the football. Okay, we're here for the football, and I don't want to hear any excuses that, oh my gosh, we didn't really play well anymore because we didn't have our fans and so forth. No, no, like football is football, man. Actually, who said that? Was it a guy on the Hangouts or a live stream? Because, guys, let's keep it real. Who turns and says, like, man, I can't wait to see that overweight Liverpool Newcastle fan jump up and down. Oh my gosh, yes. Look at how he's cheering. Because I just love the way that he waves around his scarf and everything, and just the angle in which he eats that pie, and the way that the pie crumbs just fall over his mouth and so forth is beautiful. Can you see the texture and the technique he uses to hold those swear words in and everything? And look at how he just grabs his balls as he points towards the player. This is what I'm looking for. You know, so as I said, look, no. What's it called? Johnny Rodgers or whatever, he is tier one fan. I mean, his technique, his movement, look at the way he just moves into his seat, the way he sits down as well, and the way he rises up. I think his leap from his Get the hell out of there, man. Get the hell out of there. No one. We don't watch football for the fans, man. We watch football for the players, man, and the professionals, man. So that's 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 what we're here for, man. So yeah, if they're not fans of the Champions League, I don't care. Let's ride, let's do it. As long as the guys are safe and everything, boom, you know, let's make it, man. Let's flip it, make it. But based on this whole COVID thing and how everyone is in debt, it will probably look as if Neymar is going to be staying at PSG for the foreseeable future. And you see, the reason is that, I like Neymar at PSG because it's great for football. What in my ideal world, we have all the star players spread out in all the teams, not just three teams that have all the star players. You have all the star players spread out. Like for me, let Liverpool keep hold of Salah and Mane as long as they can. Let Man City keep a hold of De Bruyne and Sterling as long as they can. Let's. I don't even know who Barcelona have. But let's all these guys keep as hold these guys as long as they can, man, and that's how we do. Because again, it's annoying that we never have seen Neymar at PSG all the way through. That's the problem. It's like the problem that we're not being able to see Neymar for PSG all the way through from beginning to end. That is what if we've needed, man. So let's just see what else was seen on Football Espana. Sevilla consider Barcelona consider someone move for Milan defender Alessio Romagnoli. Well, Eden Hazard can define an era of Real Madrid and is a future Ballon d'Or winner, insists Belgian post. But I know that's going to trigger a lot of people, but it's cool. So Carlo Ancelotti hails the character and personality of Real Madrid captain Sergio Ramos. He was always at the highest level when the game was important. You see, for me, the thing about Ramos is almost similar to Costa, but I think Ramos is of a greater degree. Ramos is one of those dudes where if he's not on your team, you hate him, and you hate his guts. But if he's on the winning team, but if he's on your team, you love him. If he's on your team, you love him. So Ramos is undefeated in Champions League finals. If memory serves me right, I think in every Champions League final that he's featured in, he's come off being on the winning team. I believe. So my thing is, you have to really respect Ramos in terms of his character. As a footballing defender, he is damn good. And whether you like it or not, he has to go down as one of the best defenders of his generation. He has to. You see, where PK has always ridden on the coattails of either Umtiti or Ramos. He's a coattail rider. That's what he is. Like he's never been an elite. Like PK will never be remembered as a great defender. He was just always fortunate of being. Puyol. He was on the coattails of Puyol. PK was just fortunate to be part of great teams. But Ramos, as an individual, has had amazing games where he, as a defender, has stood out. Forget about all of the kind of clutch goals that he scored, but where him as a defender, he has stood out, man. So I get Liverpool fans hating Ramos. I understand that, and everything, but the guy's a winner. The guy will do anything in his power to get that derby. He will do anything in his power to get that flipping derby, man. Does Piqué have more CL goals than R9? He probably does, but what does that mean? When R9 has more World Cups? Um, I mean, Ireland has no small World Cup, so what does that mean? So HH, both Bayern and PSG went to the new camp with 4-0 leads, and look what happened. Oh yeah, I mean, no, I mean you have to, but then remember, when Bayern did that, there was no MSN. Still a good team, but there was no MSN. And but it's PSG are just bottle jobs. PSG are just bottle jobs, and I think that miracle at Camp Nou is a disease that will be eating away at PSG for a very long time. To this day, man, even when I watch the game again, I still don't understand how the hell those guys screw that up. And I just remember how the game just slowly went. Just how the game just slowly evolved and just how it broke down. And I was like, man, this is I mean, these guys really lost 6-1. Like, the thing that just beat me was the fact that they actually scored that away. They scored the away goal. Because you would think that when they scored the away goal, boom. Oh, what's a perfectly apt name to what we're discussing about right now? For me, see, do you know what's so funny? Now, look, this takes nothing away. And PSG should not even dare blame anything on the referee. They didn't show an instant replay of that Di Maria 1-1. That Di Maria 1-1, they didn't show a instant replay. Because like, I remember when I was watching it, and I said to myself, that, wait a minute, like, that's a foul. Like, that looks like a foul, clear as day. Why the hell wasn't that given as a foul? But yeah, it's like, look, but which is why I just like it's what is why it makes. See, I don't know how to deduct this. Does that show how bad PSG are? That Barcelona scored 6 goals against them and couldn't get a single goal against Juventus? Or does that show how good Juventus are in how they were able to shut down Barcelona, a team who scored 6 goals against PSG? So it's that's the dependence, man. You see, basically, Emery. I know people will want to say Mourinho. I know they'll want to say Mourinho, but I would argue that Emery might be the greatest fall of a coach and a manager that there is. I know you guys will say Uncle Mo, but my thing is Uncle Mo never. There is no way in hell Uncle Mo will bottle a 4-0 lead. Impossible. But like, when you combine that miracle at Camp Nou, the fact that he lost the league to Monaco, and so yeah, what a year! In that same year, he lost the league to Monaco, and he bottled a 4-0 lead. I think that was the beginning of the end of Emery's career, and then we now saw what he did at Arsenal, where, guys, I don't care what anyone says, Arsenal were the favorites in that game. In that game, Arsenal were the favorites. And then you see what happened, man. Let's see, man. All right. Let's see what else Football Espada is saying. Arturo Vidal pours cold water on exit talk from Barcelona and says he's very happy and comfortable at the club. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know this whole talk of them wanting to get rid of Vidal. Vidal has been one of Barcelona's best players. Vidal, for me, you know what? I wish I changed my pick for most underrated player. Most underrated player, Vidal. Vidal, as in right now, see, when Vidal was sort of like at his peak, when he was at Juventus, he was definitely, you could argue, like one of the best kind of enforcer midfielders in the world. But I think he's not at his peak anymore. He's not as good or as athletic as he was back at Juventus, but he's still very, very good. He's still very good, and he still comes up with clutch plays. And I feel that the kind of job that he does is underappreciated. So for me, I would put him as one of the most underrated players right now. And I don't know why Barcelona are not appreciating what he does. You know, I'm like, bro, first because of Barcelona, you don't have the luxury to mistreat Arturo Vidal. You simply don't have that. You don't have the luxury to. He has possibly been one of their best and most consistent players. You know, so that's wild of them even trying to think of getting rid of him. Man. So Napoli tell Atletico Madrid they want. Let me share this bad boy, man. Oops. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? There we go. All right. Let me. All right. So you guys can see that. All right. Let me maybe just do it a little bit more. There you go. So Napoli tell Atletico Madrid they want Diego Costa in player exchange deal for Milik. Colchoneros, speak on it. Colchoneros, speak on it, man. So Napoli tell Atletico Madrid they want Diego Costa. You see, Costa is done. He's finished. Like Costa he's completely done. Milik, you know what? If I'm Atletico, I would do this. Napoli are stupid. This is a really stupid deal for Napoli because you're getting a player who is finished. You're literally getting a player who is finished. And Atletico, I think Atletico wants a swap deal with Arsenal. Thomas Neymar for for Lacazette, which because for me Lacazette, because Lacazette was a certain player before he came. Now Lacazette is a bit tricky, but to sort of but for a Milik, you see, for me, I think Milik would be really good, and because of his tall, he's a target man and everything. He would work perfectly for Atletico's system. So this is great for Atletico, but for Napoli, this is stupid. This is stupid. So it is. See, if Atletico wanted this, like it's not going to happen. The fact that Napoli are pushing for this leads to believe that, man. If you're Atletico, take this, man. Take this move. So the Liga plan 2019 campaign with Friday night. All right, let's see what else. Guys, are you telling me that this guy isn't 50? Please, are you telling me that this dude isn't 50 years old? Let's be so people that say, oh, you Africans like to lie about your age and everything. Please tell me this dude we're looking at here isn't at least 52 or 53 years old. This guy has forged his passport, man. This guy has forged his passport. Um, Man United and oh god, Leicester City have both approached Kia Jarabchian for Philippe Coutinho, but the player only wants. But the player only wants Chelsea. Oh, so more, you're saying no. You see, United have Bruno Fernandes. They don't need Coutinho. It's cool. They have Pogba. They have Bruno Fernandes. And for United, that role isn't a necessity. They need to strengthen in other areas. He'd be great for Leicester City. Although you've got Madison there as well. So does he play the Madison role, or does he play in addition to Madison? You see, the thing about this is that Coutinho would actually work perfectly for Chelsea system for Lampard. It's just that I just don't trust Coutinho over a season, and I don't trust Coutinho in a big game. You know, I just don't trust him in a big game. And look, man, I feel sorry for Coutinho, man, because I think he's been given a little bit of a raw deal, man. I won't lie, the dude has been given a little bit of a raw deal. So I definitely feel sorry for the dude, man. Bottom, with what Chelsea already have with Ziyech and so forth, do they really need the dude? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think he's that needed in my view, man. Valencia to offer Kepa Arrizabalaga an escape route with Chelsea with loan arrangements. Okay. So if you're doing that, then who is the replacement keeper? Because it can't be Willie Caballero. Okay. Nah. Because see, for me, I think that Kepa is going to fight bro. It wasn't 70 mil. Relax. It wasn't 70 mil. It was like 40 or 50. That's figures is like the guy was like 40 mil. Chelsea have to get a keeper. But my thing is that I think that Kepa is going to fight for his place. He's going to fight for his place, and you could just like he's one of those guys that are like, you know what, I will not stand down and admit that this is, because if he leaves, you failed, and you were a 40 million flop, a 50 million flop, man. So he just needs to be better, because dude has been very, very sketchy indeed. Okay, I don't know these teens. Atletico Madrid reopened interest in signing Barcelona defender Nelson Semedo, who is said to prefer Man City move. I think I am going to put the Barcelona board in Class C. I think it's time. Yes, we've not had much football and everything, but I think the activities of these dudes have been egregious. Nelson Semedo is a damn good right back. Remember when we're talking about, who is the best right back and everything? Semedo is definitely in the conversation, man. For me, Semedo is better than Kyle Walker for sure. He's better than Kyle Walker for sure. But he would work really well for Atletico. Like this would be a great signing for Atletico. And don't look at Atletico. They're slowly making some moves, man. They're slowly making some smart moves. Because to me, I thought Atletico were pretty much done. Like, okay, these guys are finished. Basically, when Griezmann and Godin left, but they got João Felix, who has been up and down and everything. Semedo, maybe Milik. I think his Simeone is trying to rekindle and re-energize and pretty much build up this new team. Agents of Real Madrid defender on loan to Barcelona confirms we will return to Madrid. Bro, this was always key. This was always key. I kept on saying, every time I saw Hakim, I was like, if Real Madrid lets this kid go, how old is the dude, man? Kimi, 21. Wow. 21. So for Real Madrid, you have a diamond here. You have a flipping diamond here. Because Dani Carvajal is done. I think ever since Dani Carvajal had that kind of heart surgery and that kind of injury, he was finished. He was finished. So, but and I think the key thing is that this is why it's so good to go out on loan, because especially if you're young and you wear that jersey of Real Madrid, it weighs heavily. It weighs heavily. So he's gone to Dortmund right now. Young player playing loads of games, less pressure, more. You've been encouraged to really play out and not really play. I think that has just done wonders for him. And Real Madrid, they need a right back because they need a Dani Carvajal replacement. And I always say this, that if you're an attacking team, the two most underrated positions which you really need to fill with top tier players is your left back and your right back. So left back and your right back. Those are the two positions that you really need to fill in with top tier players that you may not think that you have to. Because guys, let's keep it real. A big reason for why Real Madrid said what's up was Dani Carvajal and and Marcelo. I get what Benzema did, I get what Cristiano did, I get what Modric did, I get what Ramos did, I get what Keylor Navas did. But a lot. Who assisted Cristiano for the first goal in the 2017 final? Who scored that amazing goal in the 2018 semi against Bayern in the first leg? Those your left and right backs are vital. And you see, I wasn't sold on Mendy to begin with, but the more I'm seeing of him, I'm like, okay. So if you now have the future is Ferland Mendy and Hakimi, boom. That's 5-6 years of quality dudes that I can have, man. Longley, really? Real plates. How many of you guys believe this? I mean, this is wild. Tell me, how many of you guys believe this, man? Or do you think that this guy is just trying to be controversial? Tell me, how many of you guys believe this? I mean, Sumar claims 90% of Spanish officials support Real Madrid. The rest favor Barcelona. See, I've always said that I think Spanish referees are amongst the worst. They're amongst the worst. Like Spanish referees are amongst the worst. Like I think you find Italian referees and maybe Germans. Basically, German and Italian referees are normally pretty good. English referees are pretty bad. I think Spanish are the worst. And I've always felt that I swear there must be some favoritism because some of the decisions that these guys make are wild. But my thing about it is In the games I've watched, are you sure the favoritism is towards Real Madrid or Barcelona? See, the reason why there may be some truth is what Real Madrid represents. Real Madrid is Spain's team. And for instance, like, what is Italy's team? It's not AC Milan, it's not Juventus. But what is England's team? It's not United, or there's not London United. What is Germany's team? It's not Hertha Berlin, which is the capital. Spain's team is Real Madrid. They are the royal team. Their badge is equated to the royalty. Oh, someone sent me a message. The badge is equated to royalty and so forth. So, it's hard to prove. It's hard to prove. But my thing was that as much as you can say that they are Spain's team, Barcelona are one of the teams who gets favorable refereeing decisions. Like the amounts of classicals that I've seen where some of the decisions that have been given to Barcelona, like ski fouls, I'm like, this is wild. So that's whole thing. I think that percentage is a bit skewed. Of 90%, I think that's a bit skewed in a way. So you've already seen that. All right, let's check out this. Let's check out Football Italia. Let's check out Football Italia. All right. Juventus striker Gonzalo Higuain admits he would like to end his career with Mosquera's Real Plates were very exciting. They have Higuain, man. What is this dude's legacy? Higuain. Yeah. Because for me, I think all Higuain's legacy in Europe, if he does end up leaving Europe and joining Thingy, is that season for Napoli. I think he still holds the Serie A goal scoring record with 36 goals. That is his highlight, you know. But Copa America and that's World Cup final. Don't blame him for the World Cup final. Guys, come on. You cannot blame him. He wasn't the reason Argentina lost. Yeah, you had a chance and everything, but he was not the reason. Well, he put the ball in the back of the net, but he was offside. But he wasn't the reason that they lost. Well, it's interesting. Higuain equals Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is more talented than Higuain for me. He's more talented. Higuain played with Messi in Argentina, and he played in a very good Juventus side. Carmelo Anthony never played in a team with great players. Never. Who did he have in the Denver Nuggets? Who did he have in New York? Now in his older age, Thunder and what's the Rockets, or is it the Trailblazers? But now he's older. But in his prime, he didn't have the kinds of players that Higuain had in his prime. In Higuain's prime, you had because remember, Maradona, stupidly, I love Maradona, but Maradona picked him ahead of Milito, which was, I've always found that crazy. Milito literally won the treble that season, but was benched for this Higuain dude in 2010. So that's the thing. Not peak Iverson. Peak Iverson was in Philly. By the time he got to Denver, it was no longer peak Iverson, bro. Yes, but he's not in his peak now. Carmelo's peak was New York. His peak were the Knicks. Um, all right, let's see what the guys are saying, man. Carlo Ancelotti claims England is more enjoyable and has less pressure than Italy, and that leaving AC Milan for Chelsea was not difficult. Oh, that is interesting. That he has more pressure over them, and that's interesting, man. I mean, well, it's AC Milan though. It's AC Milan. I think you see for me, if he was at Man United, he would have felt the pressure. So you see, that doesn't make sense. It depends on the kind of team that you're in. It depends on the kind of team that you're in, man. Is that Everton? Guys, I think it's time for me to lay my head down, man. I think I'm having motion sickness for some kind of reason, man. But guys, it's been supposed to remember. So tomorrow we're gonna have a post-match analysis of the Dortmund Wolfsburg game and maybe the Mönchengladbach game. So post-match analysis of the Dortmund thingy game. Then afterwards, we're gonna have a post-match analysis of the Bayern Munich Frankfurt game. So we're gonna have 3 shows. So Dortmund post-match, Bayern post-match, and of course the Saturday hangout. The Saturday hangout. Actually, let me just, so before I go, what topic should we talk about on the Saturday hangout? I mean, I'll think of some, but tell me, what topics should we talk about on the Saturday hangout? Let me see what you guys say. Any particular topic or topics? Because obviously we'll take questions about what kind of topic or topics do you want us to discuss on Saturday and Sunday? Best. Oh yes, Real Madrid 3PT. Yes, we'll do that. It's Haaland the goats, man. Oh, get the heck out of here, man. Okay. There's some good ones. There's some good ones. Sugar, I don't have my thingy with me. All right. Actually, let me note this down. Let me note this down. Let me note this down. Okay, come on. All right. So because my memory is going crazy. So hangout topics. Real Madrid 3-peat. Euros predictions. CL predictions. I think someone was saying what if moments. Spain golden generation. You see, if I don't sister merchants players, man, oh man. Euros predictions. I don't know what to say. Oh, 3-peats versus treble. Interesting. Okay, see that can blend very well with the 3-peat versus treble. I think we already did the whole best managers of all time. We're not talking about Jimmy Jones, bro. We are not talking about Jimmy Jones. That is not happening. How good is R9 really? You sick man. That's a really good one. Referees. Are referees biased? Guys, it's been swell. It's been good. It's been nice. I will see you guys tomorrow for the post-match analysis hangouts and of course for the Saturday hangouts. Remember, so Dortmund post-match live, Bayern Munich post-match live, and late in the evening, the Saturday hangout. Peace well. Peace out. Stay true and stay real. Become a Football Hut member and gain access to cool emojis on the live streams and get access to new YouTube content by clicking the join button here. And to view that new content, head over to the YouTube channel homepage and click on the community tab over here.